Indian submarines are about to be upgraded with a new powerful nuclear reactor. India's Bhabha Atomic Research Center, or BARC, is developing a new 200 megawatt nuclear reactor with extended refueling cycles. It will significantly improve the operational readiness of the country's next generation S-5 ballistic missile series, or the SSBNs, and contribute to Project 77 nuclear attack submarines, or SSNs, as it will power their endurance and on-sea capabilities. The development was confirmed by one of the scientists of the BARC who's working on the same project he called a top secret. He confirmed that the new power reactor is in fact being designed for the S-5 class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines and nuclear-powered attack submarines of the Indian Navy, which have been approved. He further added that the government and the Indian Navy is fully concentrated on the design and development of new nuclear submarines because of the significance they hold in the nuclear triad, as they provide a mobile platform for nuclear weapons and the perfect nuclear deterrence to respond to any first strike by an adversary. The other two pillars on the nuclear triad include Indian Air Force fighter jets like the Rafale and the Mirage 2000s, and Indian Army missiles including the Agni series. The new 200 megawatt reactor is said to be pressurized light water type and is powered by uranium. It demonstrates a considerable upgrade from the 83 megawatt units currently being used in Arihant class submarines. According to information available, after nearly 8 years of designing and manufacturing, the power plant is ready to be produced and meet required demands of the defense sector. The reactor will be manufactured for the S-5 and Project 77 submarine classes, serving both of them. Now, in terms of the S-5 SSBN project, the submarines will use the reactor for longer duration underwater patrols across the Indian Ocean region and Indo-Pacific at large, reliably enforcing India's presence in sea-based nuclear domain against adversaries, and will give India an upgrade in second strike capability. On the other hand, the reactor in Project 77 SSNs, also called Hunter Killer Submarines, requires rapid modulating power for aggressive pursuit missions of enemy vessels and high-value surveillance missions beyond enemy lines. The new reactor is capable of offering all these features, making the submarine experience more advanced for Indian naval forces. High power output helps high-tech systems such as nuclear electric propulsion to perform better with stealth capabilities and offering operational flexibility. The existing 83 megawatt nuclear reactor differs from the newer 200 megawatt submarine reactor in many specific ways, from power output to longer endurance, operational flexibility, refueling cycles, technology advancement, and mission requirements. The 200 megawatt will change the approach of Indian naval submarine force completely. The 83 megawatt reactor was deployed for the country's first Arihant class nuclear submarines and is utilized for lower overall output, which also limits the propulsion speed. It powers the additional systems that are specially on board at any time in a submarine. A 200 megawatt reactor offers higher speed comparatively to the 83 megawatt reactor and holds the ability to support complex sensors on the submarine, including more powerful weapon suits, and offers advanced propulsion technologies which are under development. Even though 83 megawatt and the newer 200 megawatt reactors have identical core components on which they are based, the 200 megawatt reactor is going to be designed mission specific that will turn SSNs and the SSBNs into high-speed boats, enabling rapid maneuvers and increased potential for longer endurance underwater patrol. The 83 megawatt unit has a lesser refueling cycle as well and asks for more frequent maintenance visits to the ports, which deprives naval forces to deploy them often, considering operational lifetime. However, the 200 megawatt reactor has an extended refueling cycle of up to 10 years, device that allows the Indian naval forces to deploy the submarine for longer time with no maintenance interruptions at sea. The new reactor will be integrated efficiently and safely because of BARC's previous experience with reactor designs. The new version consists of highly enriched uranium that reflects more modern and advanced approaches to marine safety and efficiency. India's development of the 200 megawatt submarine reactor will not only push indigenous defense production but also heighten the naval capabilities against adversaries such as China. Through this reactor, India will power its next generation nuclear submarines to match, if not exceed, Chinese standards in terms of stealth, speed, strike capabilities, and operational flexibility. The new 200 megawatt reactor will allow Indian submarines to stay underwater for longer stretches of time, reaching months at a time without the need to resurface, which makes detection by Chinese naval forces or Chinese satellites far more difficult, if not impossible. This will allow Indian submarines to slip undetected in contested waters such as the South China Sea or Indo-Pacific, allowing constant surveillance of enemy assets, including Chinese warships in the Indian Ocean region. Submarines powered by this new reactor will be able to carry 16 long-range ballistic nuclear missiles and ensure a robust second strike nuclear capability. With an expanding nuclear submarine fleet powered by these 200 megawatt reactors, India can counter China's growing submarine force. It will also help India project true blue water power across the Indo-Pacific. The 200 megawatt reactor is certainly the biggest force multiplier for the Indian Navy submarines in the recent past, one that is powered by indigenous technology and India's scientific capabilities. But what do you believe? Should India expand its nuclear submarine fleet to counter China and Pakistan? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.